person here this morning to worship and praise our God this resurrection morning. So we'll offer prayers to God. All who is out there in Facebook, YouTube, wherever you may be watching, we just pray that God may bless you on this day. Our Father, our God, we come before you, we say thank you. We thank you for your goodness and your mercy. We thank you for being so kind and so wonderful to us, your children. And even though it may seem like that things are bad, Lord, you got up. And we're grateful for that. So God, we just ask you right now to enter into this worship service. After my praise and glory to your name. We pray for our pastor. We pray for our church family. We pray for every church that stands open in your name on this day. We give you all the honor. We give you all the glory. For it's in Jesus' name we pray and we count these things as done. Amen.
Happy Resurrection Sunday. Come on, let's worship the Lord today and give him glory and give him honor. I'm so excited. I'm so happy. Overjoyed that Jesus loved me. Let's celebrate the Lord today. Oh, he has washed my sins away. Oh, the blood he shed for me way back on Calvary. Oh, the blood he shed for me way back on Calvary. I can't forget that day when I heard a preacher say, stay there Friday night.
All right.
Stay there Saturday night. But early, I said early, Sunday morning he rose. Yeah. He rose. Come on, y'all sing with me. Oh, I'm so excited.
I'm so excited.
I'm so happy.
I'm so happy.
Overjoyed that Jesus.
Overjoyed that Jesus.
He loved me.
Jesus loves me.
Let's celebrate.
Let's celebrate
The Lord.
the Lord today.
He has washed.
He has washed
My
my
sins.
sins away.
Oh,
the blood
he shed
for me
way back
way back
on Calvary.
on Calvary.
Oh,
the blood
he shed for
he
me
shed for me
way back
way back
on Calvary.
on Calvary.
Ladies,
I can't forget that day when I heard the preacher
stay there Friday night.
Friday night,
Stay there
stay there
Saturday night.
Saturday night.
But Sunday morning, he rose. Yes, he did. He rose. Come on, Dave. Alto. He didn't stay too long.
He didn't stay too long. He didn't stay too long.
He didn't stay.
He didn't stay too long. He didn't stay too long.
Jeff couldn't hold him
He
down.
didn't stay too long.
Afraid he couldn't keep
He
him.
didn't stay too long. He didn't stay too long.
Yes, he did.
He didn't stay too long.
Didn't stay there too long.
He didn't stay too
He was a
long.
borrowed too.
He didn't stay too
What did he do?
long.
He rose. Death couldn't hold him. He rose. He got on up from the grave. He rose. He rose. He rose. And we celebrate him today. He rose. We enjoy in our hearts. He rose. But guess why? We celebrate him. Why?
He got up.
He sang.
He got up.
He got up.
He got up.
With all power in his hand.
He got up.
He rose for you and me
He got up.
to set us free.
He got up.
He got up.
He got up.
Yes, he did.
He got up.
He rose.
He didn't stay too long.
He rose.
He didn't stay too long.
He ain't too long.
He didn't stay too long.
He did it for
He
me.
didn't stay too long.
He did it for you.
He didn't stay too long.
So that we can have life
He didn't stay too
to the
long.
tree of life.
He didn't stay too long.
Thank you, Jesus.
He didn't stay too
But
long.
early, early, I said early. But early, I said early. Sunday morning. Whoa, he rose. Come on. Y'all bless the name of the Lord. Amen. He rose. Yes, Lord. Hallelujah.
Amen. Amen. Good morning, New Covenant Baptist Church. Good morning to all our watchers and listeners out in the land. This is the day that the Lord has made, and we shall rejoice and be glad in it. I don't think they heard me out there. I think this is the day that the Lord has made, and we shall rejoice and be glad in it. The songwriter said he rose. I'm so glad he rose. Today we are celebrating our Resurrection Sunday. We are celebrating, some call it Easter, some call it Resurrection Sunday. But this is the day that makes our faith really what it is. See, because some people can come to church and enjoy church, have a wonderful time, sing and clap and cry and shout and believe that God is able to do miracles. And he can fix this, he can turn your life around and do all of that. But when you tell them that he died, and they are cool with that, he died, okay, well, everybody dies, but when you tell them that he rose, when you try to get them to believe that he died and was buried in the tomb, and on the third appointed morning he got up from the grave with all power in his hand, they tend to run away from that. But that is what makes our faith what it is. We have to believe something that we didn't see. We have to believe something that we know anything about. He got up from the grave. He stayed one night, but early that morning, I can hear my daddy preaching now, said he died and dripping blood, but early Sunday morning, he got up from the grave with all power in his hand. I don't know about y'all, but I'm glad about that. Because that's what my faith is built on. My faith is built on the fact that my Savior died. But early that morning he got up. So you can look up and you can try to find Muhammad, and Muhammad's still in his grave. You can go to the grave of Buddha, and Buddha's still in his grave. But when you go to the tomb where they laid him, he's not there anymore. And that's what we celebrate today, because if he got up, I don't think y'all heard me, one of these old mornings, and it won't be long, y'all gonna look for me and I'm gonna be gone. I'm gonna take a rest. But on that great getting up morning, I will get up just like Jesus. Can I get a witness today? Amen, amen, amen. I know we're at home and we're watching, but somebody need to holler back if you hear me. Amen. Somebody need to text something on the phone if you hear me. Amen. He got up from the grave. That's what we are celebrating today. We welcome you to the New Covenant Baptist Church Facebook Live broadcast. We welcome you, Father. We welcome you, people to come. We thank the Father for showing up. We thank him for being in the place. It's not about being in the building. It's about being in his presence. And It ain't about the pews being empty. It's about His presence in your heart, in your life. That's where it matters. That is what is important. So we welcome you to New Covenant Baptist Church. We hope something will be done or something will be said to draw you closer to Him. Feel free to go on our Facebook page and put down and write and say, comment, do whatever you want to do. Feel free, and if the Spirit moves you, you can actually go on our Facebook page, on our website, and let us know that you want to become a member of the New Covenant Baptist Church. See, just because we're not in the building, it don't stop God's work. Just because we don't have a church full doesn't mean that it doesn't stop God's work. Amen. Amen. And now that it's time for our offering, we are going to move into that part of our service. Those that know we do give on the Givelify app. You can give on the app. Go on the app. You can download it on your phone and give on it today. If you already have it, you can give on it. Those that are in the place to the governor, we don't have no more than 10 in the place. Amen. 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 So that you can give that way. I know we have some members that stop by and they give. But we have to understand the church still works. The church still has to work. The church still moves. Amen. I thank God also while I'm on this subject for the partnership that we have with New Day Ministries for things that are going on. I got a lot of messages back where some members of our church receive care packages. We don't know what no one is going through. We don't know what somebody has and what someone don't have. Amen. Amen. So we are thankful to partner with them and to help those that are in need. But all of this costs money. Yeah. Amen. So we ask that you would give a portion back to God of what He has already given unto you. Amen. Amen. Let us pray. Father in heaven, we thank you for this day. We thank you for your Son Jesus. We thank you, Father, for all that has taken place, Father, on Calvary, all that has taken place, God, on the Via Dolorosa, all the things that took place. We thank you for those things, because those things, Father, help build our faith. Now, Father, we're going to ask a blessing upon the offering and the tithe and the offering that we're about to receive. We pray, Father, that they will go for the upliftment of your kingdom. For we know, Father, it's not about us, it's all about you. So we ask blessings on the gifts as well as the givers. And Father, we pray, God, that it would be used accordingly. God, we love you and we praise your name on high for all that you've done, doing, and are about to do. And we ask you for all these things in the name of Jesus. We all say together, amen, amen, and amen. And we're going to ask our praise team. Let's give our praise team a hand today. Amen. You can clap for them at home. We thank God for them. Reverend Lyons and our team who's come to usher in the Spirit. Amen. We're going to hear from them a little bit more, and then we're going to move on into the Word of God. Amen. Amen. Amen.
You thought I was worth saving, so you came and changed my life. You thought I was worth keeping, so you cleaned me up inside. You thought I was to die for, so you sacrificed your life so I could be free, so I could be whole, so I can tell everyone I know.
You thought I was worth saving,
You came,
so you came and changed my life. You thought I was worth keeping,
you cleaned me up inside.
you cleaned me up inside. You thought I was to die for,
You sacrificed your life, yes you did,
you sacrificed your life
so I can be
so
free,
I could be
so I can be whole, so I can tell everyone.
You thought I was worth saving,
You came,
you came and changed my life.
what I'm
You
gonna
thought I was worth keeping,
do, so you cleaned me up inside.
you cleaned me up
You thought
inside.
I was to die
You
for,
died
you
for,
sacrificed your life,
you sacrificed your life
So you came and changed my life. You thought I was worth keeping. So you cleaned me up inside. You thought I was to die for. So you sacrificed your life so I can be free.
Thought I was worth saving. Is there anybody else today that knows that even when we didn't think we were worth saving, He sacrificed His life for us? The Bible says while we were yet sinners, Jesus died for us. And I'm still so glad that that's not the end of the story. I'm glad that on that great getting up morning, He got up from the grave with all power in His hand. Amen. This is Resurrection Sunday. Easter is today. Again, this is what our faith is built on. It's really all about today. Let's have a word. Father God, we thank you for bringing us together today. We're thankful, Father, for all the different avenues of communication and things that you bestowed upon us to be able to reach out to your people. Now, Father, we pray right now that your word may go forth, it may touch someone and move in someone's spirit. But let them know, Father, the sacrifice that was given for them. And even while we were yet sinners, Christ died for us. So, Father, we pray for this your preacher who is standing before you. Father, standing to preach your word. We pray, Father, you will use me any way you see fit. I pray, Father, right now that you will allow the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart to be acceptable in your sight. Lord, please be my strength and my redeemer. Amen. You may be seated in the presence of the Almighty God. Our text today is coming from the Gospel according to Mark. Mark is the shortest of the four Gospels. So Mark doesn't play around a lot. Mark gets right straight to the point. He gets most of the same information everybody else does with less words. Amen. Mark chapter 16, verse number 1. Verse number 1 says, Now when the Sabbath was passed, Mary Magdalene, Mary the mother of James, and Salome brought spices, that they might come and anoint him. Very early in the morning, on the first day of the week, they came to the tomb when the sun had risen. And they said among themselves, Who will roll away the stone from the door of the tomb for us? But when they looked up, they saw that the stone had been rolled away, for it was very large. And entering the tomb, they saw a young man clothed in a long white robe, sitting on the right side. And they were alarmed. But he said to them, Do not be alarmed. You seek Jesus of Nazareth, who was crucified. He is risen. He is not here. See the place where they laid him. He says, But go tell his disciples and Peter that he is going before you into Galilee, and there you will see him as he said to you. So they went out quickly and fled from the tomb, for they trembled and were amazed. And they said nothing to anyone, for they were afraid. Amen. Amen. We want to preach to you today from the title of What a Difference a Day Makes. What a difference a day makes. You know, it amazes me how fast life can change. Things are going well one day, and the next day things are going crazy. One day you work, and the next day there's something called a pandemic, and they tell you can't come back to work until further notice. One Sunday you at the Lord's house praising his name, and the next Sunday they tell you can't have any more than 10 people in the church house. Well, one day it appears that there is no hope for your situation. The next day, your problem has been solved. So I know there is somebody that can agree with me that a lot of things can happen during the course of a day.
Yeah.
Can I get a witness today? I know somebody can agree with me. One day Jesus was crucified and placed in the tomb of Joseph of Arimathea by Nicodemus and Joseph. And that was a dark and terrible day. And as the sun went down that night, so did the hopes and the dreams of the Lord's people. But what a difference a day makes. Mark moves us beyond that tragic Friday to a glorious Sunday, when the world changed forever. I want to take a look at this first Lord's Day, the day Jesus rose from the dead. Why is that day so important? This day makes a difference because what happened has influenced so many people just like us. That day is important because what happened that day can make a difference also in your life today. I want to preach again from this thought. What a difference a day makes.
All right.
First thing I want to look at is the ministry of love. That day it was a ministry of love. Verse 1 through 3 says, Now when the Sabbath was passed, Mary Magdalene, Mary the mother of James, and Salome brought spices that they might come and anoint him. Very early in the morning on the first day of the week, they came to the tomb when the sun had risen. And they said among themselves, Who will roll away the stone from the door, just from the door of the tomb for us? Now these three women suffered through that long, dark day. They stayed in their homes all day Saturday, like the government's telling us to do right now. They were commanded by law to stay in their tomb all day on Saturday. And Friday, they had witnessed the death of Jesus. And they watched as his body was placed in a tomb and a stone was rolled over the opening, sealing his body inside. But when the Sabbath ended on Saturday at sunset, they went into town and they brought some spices so they could perform one final act of love and service to the Lord Jesus Christ. It was actually their way to bring some closure concerning the death of Jesus. And then in that society, most people arose just before dawn, possibly around 5:30 in the morning. But these women got up earlier than that. They got up, gathered their spices together, and made the 2-mile trip from Bethany to the tomb just outside the city of Jerusalem. But their love and devotion to the Lord Jesus Christ is seen in this labor of love. They are brokenhearted over his death, and they are in a hurry to get to him so that they might minister to his body one last time. And as they walked, they were trying to figure out how they were going to move this stone.
Yeah.
By some estimates, they said this stone would have weighed over 1,000 pounds. These ladies could never have moved the stone by themselves, and they knew this. But they are concerned about that, but they evidently knew that where there's a will, there is a way. You know, I pray right now. I pray for a time when we as a church will be compelled to do something for the Lord and don't worry about how to do it. Just have the will to get it done. And how many of y'all know that God will make a way? That God will make a way somehow. That's what the songwriter said. And as these women made their way to the tomb that morning, they were filled with sorrow and grief and fear. They were not going there looking for a living Lord. They were looking for a cold corpse. They were looking for the living among the dead. Do you know what their problem was? Their problem was they were still living in Friday. See, we have to move beyond Friday and Saturday and move into Sunday. But that morning, all they could see what was left of their hopes and their dreams. They had placed all their faith and confidence in Jesus. That they believed that he was the Messiah. They believed that he was the one who was going to fulfill prophecy. They believed that he was the one who would be the king of Israel. They believed that he would establish God's kingdom on earth. And then the bottom drops out. All their hopes and dreams are crumbled to the ground as they stood at the cross and watched Jesus die. Faith turned to grief, and grief to hopelessness as they saw his broken body taken down from the cross and placed in that tomb. Now, when that stone was rolled across the door of the grave, to them it was like a statement of finality. That stone said it's all over. Hope is gone. The stone said there's no future. It said there's no salvation. There is no kingdom. Jesus is dead. It's all over. Some people say it's like Luther. It's over. It's over now. But remember this. If the story of Jesus ended with him being buried in the tomb and with the stone rolled across the door, there would be no hope for us today.
Come on.
Paul said, if in this life only we have hope in Christ, we are of all men most miserable. If the tomb is the end of the story, we are all most miserable. And see, that's where so many are in our day today. They are living in Friday, and they don't even realize that Sunday has already come. They move through this world unaware that there's a God who exists to save them. They move through this world without joy, without peace, without hope, trapped in their sins and headed straightway to hell. The problem with the majority of people is they are strapped and tied in to Friday. They live in the darkness of their sins and are unaware that an unspeakable joy could be all theirs and theirs by themselves. If they only knew that the tomb was empty. Jesus was alive and they could be delivered from the bondage of the darkness of their sin. See, that's where so many people get off the bus. They believe in all the good things of God, the miracles, the saving power, but when the Bible says he died and rose from the grave, they get off the bus. I stopped by to tell you this morning, Muhammad is dead, Buddha is dead, but Christ Jesus lives today. He lives within my soul. I know he lives. Ministry of love. He did this because he loved us. And then there's a ministry of life. Let's go to verse number 4. Ministry of life. A message of life. I'm sorry. Let's go to verse 4. Verse 4 says, but when they looked up, they saw the stone had been rolled away, for it was very large. And entering the tomb, they saw a young man clothed in a long white robe sitting on the right side, and they were alone. But he said to them, do not be alarmed. You seek Jesus of Nazareth, who was crucified. He is risen. He is not here. See the place where they laid him.
Yeah.
But when these ladies arrived at the tomb, their fear is changed to joy. Does the Bible say that weeping endures for the night, but joy comes in the morning? But Mark says, when they looked up,
Yeah.
as they walked toward the tomb, they did so with their heads bowed down and their eyes downcast because of their sorrow and their grief. And as they neared the tomb, they lifted their eyes and saw that the massive stone had already been rolled away from the door, and that the way into the tomb was wide open. And what they didn't know is that before they got there was a great earthquake, and that an angel had come and removed the stone. See, anytime we step on that, now somebody used to tell me when I was a kid, if you take one step, he'll take two. If you try, he'll get it done. See, they had the faith. They didn't know how they was going to get in, but they went. And believe me, God seen them coming. And he wasn't going to let his word go back in vain. So when they got to the tomb, the stone had already been rolled away. All they see is an empty tomb. And then they feared the worst when they got inside. The tomb was empty. They are afraid that the Lord's enemies had taken his body away and subjected it to even greater indignities that they'd already experienced. So they ran into the tomb to investigate the situation. When they go into the tomb, they found a young man sitting on the right side. Mark said. He is clothed in a strange garment. And we know from other gospel accounts that this is no ordinary young man. This is an angel. The angel began to speak to the woman, and the angel has a message for them. It is a message designed to help them stop living in Friday. It's a message designed to help them experience the power of Sunday in their lives. He tells them, do not be alarmed.
Yeah.
King James Version said, do not be afraid. The RCD version says, do not be scared. And when they saw the angel, they were filled with fear. They see the angel and they are overcome with fear, but he tells them there's no need to be scared. Things are not as they appear to be on the surface. See, by the way, you know, things never are the way they are. They're free to be on the surface. Nothing is ever as bad as it is in your mind and as the devil tells you that it is. He tells them that he knows why they are there. He knows they have come looking for the body of Jesus. He confirms what they already know. Jesus was crucified.
Yeah.
Jesus did die. It's not that he died. That they were not deceived by what they saw on Friday. That they really did see Jesus nailed to a cross. They really did see the blood flowing from his body. They really did see him yield up his spirit. They really did see Jesus die.
Yeah.
He wants them to know that his cry of "it is finished" did not mean that he was finished. It meant it was finished.
Yeah.
He died, but he did not stay dead. His joyous cry is, the angel says he is risen.
Yeah.
The angel wants them to know that the power of death has been swallowed up by the far greater power called life.
Yeah.
The angel wants them to know that the empty tomb of the Lord is not a place of despair and defeat. That empty tomb is a place of glory and a place of victory. The fact is, if Jesus had died on the cross and did not rise again from the dead, everything we live for and believe as Christians actually means absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
If Christ is not risen, then he died in vain. If he ain't risen, then he lied about it. If he's not risen, he has no power to save then, and he cannot save us now. And if he is not risen, our preaching ain't nothing but a waste of time. If he ain't risen, all Christians are liars and our testimonies are false. If he is not risen, we are all lost, still lost in our sin. If he ain't risen, our important loved ones are gone forever, and we'll never see them again. They are all dead and in the ground or somewhere in hell right now today. If Christ is not risen. But we all know Jesus is risen. And because he is, all negatives are transformed into positives.
Yeah.
Jesus is alive, just like the angel said. That was the message those women needed to hear that Sunday morning. And it is the message that a lot of us need to hear today. After telling the women that Jesus had risen from the grave, the angel invited them to look at the place where the body had been.
Yeah.
He said, look at the place where the Lord laid. Meaning he was already gone. He had got up. And as they looked, we are told that they saw in the Gospel of John. John said they would have seen the cloth strips that had been wrapped around his body, still lying there undisturbed, as if the body had simply passed right through the cloth. That they would have seen the napkin folded real nice and neat and laid off to the side. The message from the empty tomb is that Jesus is alive. Over 2,000 years, skeptics have tried to prove that the resurrection did not happen. That they have concocted every kind of wild theory imaginable to account for the empty tomb, but every theory they have is torn to pieces by the testimony of that empty grave. Jesus walked out of the tomb that morning in eternal victory over death and over the grave. That empty tomb is still preaching to us today.
Yeah.
That tomb still tells this world that Jesus is alive and that he is able to save all who come to him and have faith. I'm always singing the song, he lives. Christ Jesus lives today. He walks with me and talks with me along life's narrow way. He lives. Salvation too important. You ask me how I know he lives. He lives within my heart. Ministry of love, the message of life. And now there's a mission of liberation. A mission of liberation. Verse 7 says, but go tell his disciples and Peter that he is going before you into Galilee, and that there you will see him as he said to you. So they went out quickly and fled from the tomb, for they trembled and were amazed, and they said nothing to anyone, for they were afraid. The angel sends them to carry the message to the disciples. The disciples were hiding because they were scared, but God wants them to know that Jesus is still alive. That there's no need to fear. There's joy, there's hope. Even Peter, The one who had so recently denied the Lord and said, I don't know him, I wasn't with him. He's singled out in this matter. The Lord wants Peter to know that he is loved too. See, a lot of times we think we done made the biggest mistake in the world and God don't love me no more. I done this, I done done that. He told Peter before the rooster crows, you will deny me 3 times. You deny me thrice before the rooster crows. And still he loved Peter. Now see, he was getting Peter ready for something. That's a whole other sermon. He had to sift Peter. And get Peter ready to preach a sermon that was going to save 5,000 people. Well, we got to preach 5,000 sermons to serve one saved one. Those 3 women came one way and they left another way. Yeah. They came worrying about rolling away the stone. And they left spreading the good news that it is. The Bible says they were amazed. They had a displacement of the mind. What they seen and heard in the tomb literally blew their minds. Could you imagine seeing somebody die? Could you imagine seeing somebody die, lay down and die, and then you come back and say they walk with me, they talk with me, tell me that I am their very own. They were amazed, seeing that he thought he had risen, it blew their minds. In other words, what they encountered at the empty tomb was not what they expected. But what they encountered changed their lives. They didn't expect it, but it brought about a change. And it replaced their sorrow with an overwhelming sense of the power of God. Mark tells us that they did not talk about what they had seen and heard until they found the disciples. They did what the angel, talk back to me somebody. They did exactly what the angel told them to do. See, and this news affected the disciples as well. It messed them up too, and many of them ran to the tomb. We were told that John ran and looked in and saw the evidence, and then John really believed. We can't really get out of here. See, such is the power of the resurrection. But when the resurrection is first encountered and believed, it fills your heart with amazement. Yeah. But when you really get to believe, you read about it, hear about it, sing about it, but when you really believe that he died and got up early one Sunday morning with all power in his hands, your heart should be filled with amazement. Yeah. When the Lord's resurrection is embraced by faith, it brings about a change in the life of the person who receives its truth. When the death and resurrection of Jesus, which is the gospel, is embraced by faith, a new birth takes place. A sinner becomes a saint. A new creature is created. That new life is not perfect, but it is different. Yeah. That the new person is not better than anyone else, but they're just different from everybody else. Yeah. It's a life that strives to know God and the power of the resurrected Christ. It is a life that is no longer satisfied with Fridays and Saturdays. It's a life that ain't satisfied knowing that he died and knowing I got to stay in the house all day Sunday. It's a life that longs for the glories of Sunday to be real 7 days a week. It's a life that can't keep the good news to itself. It has to tell others because it wants others to enjoy what it enjoys. See, that's the power of an empty tomb. Empty tomb has the power to roll away stones in your life. Empty tomb has the power to deliver us from the Friday of our death. It has the power to allow us to live in the Sunday of God's victory. But the only way to Sunday is you got to have a Friday. Come on, I'm ready to go. I got to go. I got time on the wall, so I got to go. But the only way to Sunday is you got to have a Friday. We got to come to the end of ourselves. We have to die to ourselves to get to Sunday. How many of y'all know it was on a Friday? It was on a Friday when he carried an old rugged cross down the Via Dolorosa. Can I get a witness today? Does anybody know that it was on a Friday? When he carried that same old rugged cross up a hill called Calvary. It was on a Friday when they hung him high and they stretched him wide. It was on a Friday when they nailed his hands and they nailed his feet. It was on a Friday when they took the spear and stuck him in his side. It was on a Friday when they hung his head for me and then he died. The songwriter put it like this. He said, for God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son. That the son that they gave his life for me when he died on Calvary. There is no greater love. No love, nowhere, no greater love. Can I get a witness this morning? There is no greater love. Nowhere can you find than a man who will lay down his life for his friend. There is no greater love that I've searched all over and I can't find nobody that loves me like Jesus. The songwriter put it like this. He said, Jesus went to Calvary to save a wretch like you and me. How many of y'all know that is love? When they hung him high and they stretched him wide. He hung his head and then he died. That's love. Unspeakable love. Unconditional love. That's love that man can't give. That's love that man can't give you. Only God can give you that kind of love. That's not how the story ends. I'm glad it don't end right there. I'm glad it don't end with him hanging his head and dying. I'm glad that it don't end with him being buried in a bark tomb. I'm glad that it don't end with the ladies crying and running to the grave. But this is how the story ends. There is no greater love. 3 days later, he got up from the grave with all power in his hand. Can I get a witness today? The church might be empty, but I feel like praying. I feel like preaching. I feel like telling the Lord that I love you because you've been good to me. I said I love you because you keep on making a way for me. I love you because you love me. You love me so much that you sent your son Jesus down to the earth. He didn't have to come, but you sent him down through 42 generations. You sent him down to come into the earth to save a sinner like me and you. You sent him down, Father, because you believe that we could be something that we didn't think we could be. You sent him down because he came to save us. He came to make it all right for us. He died. How many of y'all know that he died? Did he die? He died till the moon began to drip in blood. He died till all heaven and earth knew that he died. He died till you couldn't see your hand in front of your face. They said the world got so dark you couldn't see what was going on. But you know, early Sunday morning, the sun began to shine. On Friday, the sun refused to shine. And on Sunday, he got up with all power in his hand. That's what it's all about. That's what church is all about. That's what faith is all about. Saturday, everything changed forever. But on Sunday, the stone was rolled away and the world would never, ever be the same. On Sunday, some struggling believers had the stones rolled away from their hearts. They heard the good news that Jesus was alive. And when they believed that message, it changed their lives forever. They shared their message with other folk who were trapped in the deadness and darkness of their Friday. They were saved and started enjoying the Sunday of His glory and His presence. Right now, if you are trapped in Friday, if you are still trapped in a dark, dead place in your life, I'm asking you to move from Friday and come into Sunday. I'm asking you to leave Friday where Friday is. We got to have the cross. Amen. Because without Friday, there's no Sunday. That's right. But we got to have Friday, but we can't stay in Friday. We have to move forward to Sunday. And just like He rose, you can rise. You don't have to stay in your mess. You don't have to stay in this stuff. We got a lot going on in our world today. This stuff is not just affecting the United States, Kentucky, Louisville, it's affecting the whole world. A lot of us are stuck in Friday. But even in the midst of this pandemic, in the midst of COVID-19, you can rise.
Yes.
If Jesus rises, we can rise. I love the Lord. He heard my cry. Pity my groan, every one of my groans. As long as I live, the trouble rise. I can rise. I can rise above my troubles. Can I get a witness? Amen. I can rise above my problems. I can rise above COVID-19. I can rise above it all. Jesus can rise. We can rise. Amen. That's my brother. That's my big brother. Jesus is my brother, God's my father. Amen. And what He done for him, He can do for me. And if He can do it for me, He can do it for you. Amen. So don't stay in Friday. It might be Friday, but Sunday sure to come. Matter of fact, today is Sunday. Amen. So I'm asking you to rise. I'm asking you to rise. Rise out of your trouble. Rise out of your mess. Rise out of things that are holding you back. Rise. Get up. And you will see what a difference a day makes. I want to thank everyone for tuning in when you come to Baptist Church Facebook Live today. We ask you to share this message. Let everybody know that He is risen. Let everybody know He's still not in the grave. He is risen from the dead. Jesus is Lord. Let us pray. Father, in heaven, we thank you for what has been said, what has been done. We thank you, Father, for the songs that have been sung. We thank you, Father, for all that have come into this place to make this successful. Father, we know that if we have the will, you will make a way. So, Father, we had the will this morning when we came through the door. We had the will that your word would go forth. We had the will, Father, we came into this place knowing that everything was going to work out, and you showed us again just how powerful you are. So, Father, I ask you to touch those out in this world, those in this room. I ask you to touch, Father, and agree with those. Help us to touch and agree. Help us, Father, to know that you are Lord. There's no other God before you. You are the one. Now, Father, if there's one in the sound of my voice, God, I ask you to touch them. I ask you to move in them. One of some of us who doesn't know you in the pardon of their sin, I pray, God, that you would touch them. Help them, Father, to get in fellowship with somebody's church. Somebody's church. Help them get to know you. Get in fellowship with a local church, God. We know that you can do it because I know what you've done for me. You can do it. I've seen your miracles. I've seen the things that you do. So, Father, I trust you in every situation. Now, Father, as we leave this place, we'll never leave you from your presence. We pray, Father, that you will go with us, that you will lead us, guide us, stand by us, give us what we need just to make it another day. And Father, we will be forever grateful for all the things you've done, doing, and are about to do. And Father, go with us, stand by us. That is our prayer. In the In the name of Jesus, we ask these things.